Problem 72A, Part 1, asks us to find what the journal entry would be, what the adjusting entry would be, year end for bad debt. In the first case, they give us the scenario, what if it's 1.5% of credit sales? Well, if you look in your textbook, they tell us the credit sales are $5,682,000. So you take $5,682,000 multiply by 1.5%, and that's your bad debt expense, debit, bad debt expense, credit, allowance for doubtful accounts. The next scenario they ask us is for total sales. Now that to me is stupid, because for total sales it means you include the cash sales and the credit sales, and I have no idea how cash sales can contribute to bad debt. You would have to call some people and tell them to come, you're going to give them their money back so that they can owe it to you and then not pay you. That makes no sense. But we'll make pretend that it does. So in this case, we add the $5,682,000 and the $1,905,000. We come up with $7,587,000. $7,587,000. And we multiply that by 1%, and that's our bad debt expense. That's debit, bad debt expense, credit, allowance for doubtful accounts, 1% of total sales. Now both of these have been sales methods. Both of these have focused on sales, not on accounts receivable. The next method is different. The next method says assume that there's 5% of accounts receivable will go bad. So I need you to see what we're looking at here. They're saying that 5% of accounts receivable, and accounts receivable is $1,270,100 times 5%, and we need to do that, and I'm not even going to try to do that in my head. 1,270,100 times 0.05 equals 63,505. But remember, there is a debit balance in the allowance for doubtful accounts. So the debit balance was $16,580. That was given to you. They told you that's what was there. You want to end up with 80,085 or 63,505. That's a debit balance. That's what you have. This is what you want left. How much do you need to add to this to come up with this? Well, keep in mind that if we're looking at a T account here, for the allowance for doubtful accounts, we have a debit balance of $16,580. When we're all done, we want to end up with $63,505. That's the 5% of the accounts receivable. So how much do we need to get here? Well, we need 16,580 just to get back to zero. Then we need 63,505 to get us where we are. So when you add those together, you come up with 80,085. Because remember, we had to account for the fact that we had a debit balance. So we needed to put more in there. So we needed to put in 80,085 to get us to where we wanted to be. Now, had that been a credit balance, we would have subtracted it from this number. When you're doing this method, you balance the balance in the allowance account. You always know where you want to end up, and you work to that.